Hi everybody, this is Ellie. Thanks so much for joining me for July's Stationery Stockpile Challenge. The Stationery Stockpile Challenge is a collab that I do with Daksina, and I will link our playlist up above. It is just a chance to use any stickers or ephemera or washi tape that you have and you haven't been able to find a place for. We have a theme every month, and for July the theme is summer or whatever season you're currently in. I also really enjoy these videos because it gives me a chance to hang out and chat with you guys. Before I do start chatting, I am making a dashboard for my Hobonichi A6, which is my journal. I have a piece of vellum that I've already cut down to A6 size, and I just round two of the corners to kind of sit more flush with the notebook itself. Here I've pulled a selection of stickers. So I have some Happy Planner stickers. That's kind of a seasonal, I think it's called a squad goals book. And I also had a Create with Pen subscription, and one of the themes was strawberries, which I thought was perfect because June and July are peak strawberry season in Ontario. And then just a couple of other ones. I'm not able to link all the stickers I use below, but hopefully I do show them on screen enough so that you can see the maker. And if you have any specific questions, please feel free to ask. I will just continue laying stickers down on screen as I chat, and you will see that to me, summer means swimming. There's some beach and ocean themed stickers in here. I don't have any plans to go on vacation, but it just feels like summer, of course. And as I'm doing this voiceover, I realized I did not put in any baseball stickers, which was a huge oversight on my part because summer to me also means baseball. But anyways, lots and lots of food and sun, so just enjoy watching me try and find a place for all of these stickers. And maybe you'd like to grab your own journal to play along. So as I'm filming this, it is July 15th, and it's hard to believe that we are already midway through July. I hope you guys have been enjoying your summer so far. I'd love to hear what you've been up to if you feel like sharing in the comments. I've been having a pretty nice and relaxing summer. As I mentioned, I've been watching a lot of baseball. I love to turn on the TV in the evenings and grab my journaling supplies and watch the Toronto Blue Jays. My brother also plays baseball, so a couple nights a week, we'll be able to get out and just sit in the gorgeous weather and watch a game. Baseball really lets me feel like I am slowing down and just living in the moment. It can also be really exciting if you understand the rules and you have a contending team. And for me, my brother started playing competitive baseball when he was pretty young, so I grew up going to his games, going to his tournaments, spending that family time, and I just have really lovely and nostalgic feelings around baseball, so I look forward to the season starting every year. I have also been intentional about reading more this summer. I finally finished Burnout by Emily and Amelia Nagoski, which literally took me over a year, even though it was a fairly short and really excellent read. I just stretched it out. So I found it really, really helpful, and I thought it had a lot of practical tips. So I do want to go back through it and write some notes out eventually. I did have that on my power sheets for this month, but it hasn't happened yet, and I'm not sure that it's going to. I think it probably won't. But the good thing about Burnout is that they have a too long didn't read section at the end of each chapter, so basically a chapter summary. So that will help as a refresher when I am looking to go back through and start pulling out specific strategies I want to try and incorporate. I have also started reading Atomic Habits. I actually bought this last summer, and I knew that I wanted it to be my next nonfiction or wellness read after Burnout, so here we are. I know I'm late to this party, but what I've read so far has been excellent. I am someone who definitely needs help or direction in establishing better habits and also maybe getting rid of some not so great habits. So this book is going to be very useful for me, I suspect. As an aside to this, I ordered my copy from Amazon when there was a sale because I knew that I wanted to read it. So like I said, about a year ago, it's been on my shelf since, and it was after the book had already been popular. My cover already has kind of one of those seals printed on it, like over 1 million copies sold. But my version has so many typos. It is incredibly frustrating for me. Sometimes you see one and you just kind of move past it, but there are multiple per chapter at this point, and I can't return it because I bought it so long ago that it is, I don't know. It's funny and frustrating. My brother has a hard copy version that he got when it first came out, and we compared the pages, and his no typos, mine totally typos. I mean, they were published in different countries, so we can see the differences, but I just would have thought that, after 1 million copies had been sold, they would have the correct formatting. Anyways, I know it's not at all on the author and doesn't affect the content of the book, but my brother has told me I could just read his version, and maybe I will, but I'm starting to find mine a little bit endearing, and I don't know. I've never had this experience before. Sometimes I read like self-published romances on Kindle, and those will have typos or just kind of formatting errors, and I mean, I note them and I go past them, no problems there. But for a book like this, I just didn't expect that it would say hut instead of but, and sometimes there's periods in the middle of words or periods missing altogether. But anyways, it will be a memorable read. I have also started a Japanese manga series this summer, Spy Family, and this was recommended by a booktuber I have followed for years, Hannah at A Clockwork Reader, and she was so excited about this book, and I love the trope of found family, so I wanted to give it a try. I just bought the first volume, flew through it, loved it, and just picked up volumes 2 and 3. So I think it's technically YA, and it's just lovely. It's funny, I was in line to buy volumes 2 and 3 at our local bookstore, Chapters or Indigo here, and there was like, I don't know, a preteen in line with it as well. So yeah, it's definitely got a broad range of fans, but it's been a lot of fun and lighthearted, and I'm really excited to kind of delve more deeply into it. One thing that is really interesting about it, and maybe this is the experience with all manga, I don't know, this is not the first graphic novel that I've read, but my first manga. So it's translated from Japanese. The author is Tetsuya Endo, and Japanese is read from right to left. So not only am I reading from what feels like, in Canada, the back of the book, because it is in a comic format, even the boxes and the speech bubbles need to be read from right to left, which has been a learning curve. It does flow more naturally than I thought, but there are definitely times where my eyes have skipped around and read things in a confusing order, and I have to intentionally go back and reset to make sure I'm, following a path that makes sense. But it has just been a lot of fun to read, and I'm really enjoying it. I think there's also like a TV version. I don't know if it's on YouTube or where it is, but right now I'm going to stick with the books, and maybe I will check that out later. And speaking of TV, we've been watching a few things. Obviously baseball, and we also started the latest season of Stranger Things, but we started it when there was only volume 1 of season 4 out, so I have not watched volume 2 yet, because I did decide I wanted to do a Stranger Things rewatch. Because there was so much space between the seasons, so much time, I guess I should say, between the seasons, I realize now I never really got the story arc as a whole, and I haven't rewatched any of the seasons since they originally came out. So I just finished watching season 1 and season 2, and I thought I might be able to make it all the way through and then watch the last 2 episodes kind of in sequential order, but I'm really nervous about spoilers, so I might just watch those final 2 episodes and then continue again. But what's funny is that my 90-year-old grandma has gotten into the show as I've been rewatching it. She asks me most nights if we're going to watch the scary movie, she calls it. So it's really sweet. And I am really enjoying watching the series as a whole and picking up and putting together a lot of things that I think I missed the first time, or just simply forgot because of the time in between seasons. And the other thing we've started watching, again, we are late to the party, but we started watching The Mandalorian this summer, which I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. Like, I like it. I've seen the movies, but I didn't kind of grow up with them. I saw them in my, I think, later teenage years, I would say. But I've always liked them, and this is a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying it. So we finished the first season, and we just started the second. I'd love to know if you guys have been watching anything or reading anything. I always love recommendations or just to hear what other people are enjoying, so please do feel free to share those. Something else that I'm focusing on this summer is trying to be a little bit more intentional and consistent with social media. So on Instagram, I have been a very sporadic poster, but Sierra at SM Plans created a challenge for July, the July Planner Lingo Challenge, and she has photo prompts, which I wasn't sure how much I would like, but turns out I love it. I love having that direction or idea of something to post because, I don't know, I find that sometimes I'm posting the same things and it doesn't feel varied enough, and then I just don't do it. I'm not really sure what the thought process is there, but it has been really, really fun participating in the challenge. And I mean, it's one of those things that you can be as loose or as strict about as you want. So I have been doing most days, but there are a couple days throughout that just aren't relevant to me, and those days I just miss and then pick up again the next day. So that has been a lot of fun. I am also trying really hard to get back on a weekly YouTube video schedule. So we will see how that goes, but I do want to be more consistent and I have the time right now. So I'm having fun making these videos and chatting with you guys more regularly. I'm also playing around on Procreate now, which is great. This is something I've wanted to do since I got my iPad, and I mean, I have loosely played around on my own and watched a video here or there, but I just want to get more familiar with how to use it and a lot of the options, not all of them, there are so many, but at least the very basics. So I've been watching some Bardo brush videos, and I might do a free Skillshare trial to get some content there as well. If you guys have any favorite tutorials or anything, please, again, feel free to drop those in the comments, but I'm looking forward to continuing to learn on that and hopefully creating some of my own doodles and just playing around. As I'm finishing up my dashboard on screen, I will say I've gotten a couple of questions about my thoughts for my planner lineup next year, and I am totally undecided right now. I haven't even really thought about it yet because I just don't know. This year, I didn't buy my Wonderland 222 until I think it might have been after Christmas or just before Christmas, because I think I got it just before the new year. So very, very last minute last year. It has crossed my mind, of course. Like, I love the Wonderland 222. It's been working so well for me this year that it is definitely a contender for next year. I do miss the bullet journal, so the idea of going back to a blank notebook is always really, really appealing. I have considered the take a note in the past. I'm not sure. I feel like A6 might be too small and A5 might be too big. So anyways, maybe as you can hear in my voice, I'm undecided and I'm not really focused on it right now. I know the Hobonichi release is coming soon, and that's always exciting. I love seeing what the options are, but I'm just going to give myself time to think it over, and if I decide, then great, I'll purchase early, and if I'm still considering, then I will probably wait it out. Again, for me too, I think it also depends situationally. If I'm doing day-to-day supply teaching, that's one thing. If I'm in a contract, my planner needs might be different. So it might help if I just wait until later in the fall once I'm a little bit more settled, or at least have an idea if I'll be doing more daily or more contract work this year, and go from there. But I know it's definitely an exciting time of year, and I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody's lineups. And yeah, we'll see what I end up with. But yeah, another shout out to the Wonderland 222. I have really enjoyed the dated planner this year. I have missed my bullet journal for sure at times, but I've never once considered actually moving out of this or setting anything else up. I do have a Hobonichi Weeks for this year that has literally not been touched. Yeah, I put the clear cover on it. It's sitting kind of on my desk where I can see it, but I haven't had a use for it, and that's the only thing I have considered maybe playing around in. But even that hasn't happened yet. So yeah, it's nice to feel settled in a system, and we'll see what 2023 brings. And I can't believe I just said that already in the middle of the year, but you know, us planner folk, we do like to plan ahead. So I finished up my dashboard and I was just trying a couple of different washi tapes. I ended up going with this blue and green it's a little bit of like a wonky gingham print, and I really like that. I like tying in the little bits of water and greenery that are within all of the pink on the spread. There, I was just folding back my Hobonichi notebook so that it makes a more level surface for me to tip in, because the first half of the journal is very fluffy right now. I have a ruler and I'm just folding back the washi tape to try and get it as close to the seam as possible there. Mine are never perfectly straight, but that's okay. The good thing about washi tape is it's repositionable if it's really bad. And like I said, it's always a little bit crooked and I just leave it because it works. It doesn't need to be perfect. And there we go. It's bright and happy, and I enjoyed making it. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.